all the history of George Brown. She could give you all the history of George Brown, all of his kids.
I really gotta say, it's out better than that.
Okay, yeah. So you all, and that's what I wanted to kind of find out. Everybody here, we're descendants of Robert and Sally Brown, and then their children. And like you all saying, George Brown, is that your grandfather?
George Brown is our grandfather.
He's the oldest son of Robert and Sally, is that correct?
I don't know exactly where he fell in that.
I think he's the
lineage.
oldest. Okay, but that's you all's grandfather.
That's our grandfather.
Okay.
And our father is Robert Brown, who is the oldest of George Brown's.
Okay, Robert Brown is you all's father.
Correct.
Okay. I know everybody's not here. We have you all. Who? I want you all's names, and then some of your other siblings as well.
Okay, I'm Leicester Brown Whitfield.
Roxy Brown Dickerson.
Okay.
I'm the oldest. Not the oldest, but Mary Alice. I'm the oldest by Tina.
Okay. For Robert and Tina. Okay.
And I'm Barbara Brown Stutson. I'm the last and the best creation.
After that, they realized they'd made a mistake.
The best and last creations of Robert and Tina.
But
they perfected it with me.
Of Robert, Robert had two families. He had an older set of kids. Okay. The oldest is Christine, then Mary Alice, and Patricia.
Okay.
And then we are the set with Tina.
Okay.
Roxy is the oldest. Doris is now deceased. Okay. Was the second. I'm third child. Then we have Robert, Tyrell, Dennis, and then the mistake.
I don't know why I thought Robert was the oldest.
He's the oldest of the boys.
He's the oldest son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we've resumed the family reunion now, this is I think our 6th one.
Right.
And you all make sure you come each year. What is it about the family reunion, besides the fact that you're just around, because you still have an option not to come?
That's true.
But you see that it's important, or do you think that it's important? What is that brings you back? Anybody or all of you that brings you back each year for the family reunion?
Well, I think it's important for families to know each other. There's a thread that you can't understand or you can't fully participate in if you don't keep in touch. And for Black families particularly, we've been dispersed so many different ways. It's just important for us to maintain Black families. And the family reunion is a way for us to get in touch with people that we didn't know and to keep in touch with people that we do know. Just, in my opinion, just builds a stronger family bond. Gives you history for your children to connect with.
Anybody else want to add to that? I have another opinion on that.
Mainly is keeping that bond going between the families, seeing you every year, especially as you get older. It makes you feel good to come and see all these faces again and get all the hugs and kisses and talk about what has happened in the past year. And everybody in the family is just, it really has bonded to me since all this last 6 years we have.
And then just being taught as children, family is really all that you have. In good times and bad times, who do you depend on? Your family. To pull you out of the hole or to push you up to the next level is your family. So it's just a connection. And knowing that for now we can see what the connection is versus that St. Pius daughter that's, imposed somebody. Now we know that who you are and your children and your children's friends who, I was telling Chris earlier today, we know who we are and what we're about, but when we bring friends into the family, guess what? They connect with us and they want to come back again and again and again. That helps us to grow, not just in numbers, but in love as well. With the fellowship. And that's us.
Right.
You know, that's what we've been taught from
Yeah.
day one. Is, you know, if you don't have the love of family, then what do you really have?
Right.
And family
It
was
all
something that
starts
was
there.
family was something that was always very
Yes.
important to my father. He always stayed connected with his siblings, his cousins, and he wanted us to know who our family was. So it was an important thing to him, and it's just something that he passed on to his children. That you needed to stay connected to your family.
Okay. But one of my questions that I had, and you kind of already answered before I even asked it, was, and there may be somebody else as well, but was there anyone in particular when you talk about the Browns, or what that name, or someone, whether it's someone here now or that has passed on, that was an influence, or that kind of the epitome of what you would think of when you think about that Brown line? It might have, whether it was your father or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle, is there anyone that stands out to you?
It's really a collage of various ones.
Okay.
You know, because one thing you may remember about Aunt Po, she always had a Christmas ribbon in her hair.
Yes.
And red lipstick. You know,
And
those
chewing
two
gum.
things, yeah.
She always had a piece of chewing gum for you.
And Uncle Albert, you knew that he would be impeccably dressed. You know, his shoes shined, you know, shirt starched, you know, and that's just still a character of the Brown men. You know, when you're looking good, you don't only want to look good and think you're looking good, but you want others to recognize that in you as well. And see, look at yourself. Don't you look in the mirror when you get dressed?
I do.
You know, some days
A
you look
long
in the mirror and you go,
time.
and some days you got to pop your collar, you know, and look down and look yourself up. So that's just part of the tradition that was embedded in us. So that's just look at all the men, your grandfather.
Right.
Right.
And
And we're talking about men and women back in the day when you were leaving home for anything, you dressed up.
right.
So if you dress up, you're going to feel better about yourself anyway.
Right.
You know, so that whatever's on the inside of you shows on the outside. So, and everybody did that. It wasn't just one uncle or one cousin or one aunt. You know, everybody did it, and they encouraged you to do the same thing as well. So that's just a little bit of this, like you flow over in me, and I flow over in somebody outside, and they flow over into Roxy, and then we flow over into your great grandchildren that, you know, may be on the way someday. So it's just a collage.
There was a pride that the Brown men had, and Brown women definitely had, they shared. Not that they were better than anybody else, but just that they were Browns, and Browns meant a lot. There was honor
in the name.
In the name. There was a standard
Respect from others as well.
to which they held each other accountable, and their kids, and it meant something to be a Brown. If you say I'm a Smith, that may mean something to them, but you're a Brown. Browns do this, but that's okay for them. But we're Browns.
Yeah.
Right.
So there was a standard that everybody was held accountable to. Not just in dress, but it was in character.
Character.
It was in character as well.
And unfortunately for some, we see it as just part of our being. But some others who may not know us as well will see it as us being conceited or cocky or too proper, or, you know, various things, because they don't understand our heritage.
Right.
So it's unfortunate for them. You know, but once they get connected, like you say, bringing in friends and neighbors, and then they understand these are really real people.
Right.
You know, so it's just so much of their makeup till they can't help themselves. You know, when we go out and be yourself. That's
And
just it.
Yeah, and one thing that Ann mentioned earlier is that when we have friends that connect or that come around and begin to become part of the Brown thread,
Yeah.
they realize how strong family is, what the meaning of family is for us. And I think that's what they're attracted to, is the fact that you have a strong family tie.
Right.
That is, I think, the most valuable thing that you can give to your children, is to understand who they are and who they came from.
There are, when you all say that, like when you talk about friends, because there are actually some friends here that I don't know, you all may think they're family,
Because you're part of the thread.
Because they consistently look forward to the Brown family reunion. They
Or the Brown reunion, or the Brown Christmas dinner, or the Brown cookout, or the Brown, after Sunday church meal, or the Brown fish fry, whatever.
right.
They're calling you trying to get the plans.
Where are we
before
today?
The plans are made. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's something that seems, even before we all came together, everybody, that even individually, that was a characteristic that we may have come together
It was common.
found out that everyone still
We were
had
probably
this in-
all doing that,
Right.
individually without like the Bessemer Browns or the Hooper City Browns or the Fairfield Browns. We were all doing it individually, but now collectively,
Right.
we see the more important value of the group being together.
Right.
And that's what keeps us coming every year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't have all of Cleveland this year, Cleveland is always represented. New Mexico is always represented. California is typically represented. So that means that they see something here that that means something that they want to take back home with them, to make sure that that family continues to be a strong and viable unit. There's something to being a Brown.
That's what I'm talking about. Y'all making me sit up a little bit higher. Okay.
Yeah. So that's growing up. I can remember trips from Hooper City to Bessemer when we were little.
Took 2 hours.
Oh my God! Because you had to go downtown and straight up Bessemer Road into Bessemer, and that was like a 45-minute hour trip. Believe it or not. Yeah, it was.
That was before the interstate.
So we'd load up in the car and we'd stop by to see Lil Annie and Big Annie, and then go by your grandparents' house, and all the folks in Bessemer. It just consumed that whole day.